Let's kick off our adventure right before nightfall in the city center. I aim to capture a lovely moment of a couple under an umbrella amid a foreground of bars. Using the road's lines and the glow from a car leaving the garage, we direct our attention to this interesting scene. Here I used point autofocus, and you should hit the like button down below for this, and the camera was able to focus on those two people just fine. A little later the night had arrived and I spontaneously snapped a photo of a man passing by. I believe it would look great as a striking black and white silhouette shot, and indeed it turned out just as I hoped. It may not be a portfolio worthy shot, but it's definitely a keeper. I spotted a man and a young lad, likely a father and son, sharing a small umbrella as they walked in the opposite direction of the background lines. Unfortunately, the shot didn't turn out as I had hoped, so I decided to regroup and continue my search for better images. In fact, a few steps down the road I spotted a place I'd been overlooking for years. It's never too late to discover something new, right? Inspired by my childhood fishing memories, I decided to pause here for a while and try my hand at capturing the reflections of people passing by in front of this charming gift shop. Unlike my childhood fishing attempts, this time I think I managed to capture a good one. Thanks to the light from the screen behind of me, I was able to adjust my camera settings to capture the silhouettes of people passing in front of it while creating intriguing shadows on the glass in front of me. Well, I experimented with various photo setups here, and I think I got a shot that's definitely worth of my portfolio. In the first iteration, I positioned a man with an umbrella within a frame in a frame, keeping the door on the side to adhere to the rule of thirds. However, I have a reputation for being a bit of a rebel, so in my second attempt I decided to ignore the rule of thirds and concentrate on subframing alone. This led to a more straightforward and cleaner composition. Which of the two do you prefer? Let me know down in the comments. Up until this point I've been using the autofocus features of the camera, and it's been doing a great job, even in this tricky situation. So for this precise reason you should subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. The camera only had a focus hiccup when someone zoomed by right in front of me. I suppose they were just too fast for the camera to adjust the focus distance. Ironically, the outcome turned out quite impressive, much like that one time at work when my mismatched shocks unintentionally resembled something like a work of art. Although the camera grumbled a bit, I decided to give the same concept another shot in a different location. I found myself strangely drawn to the not so pretty garbage bins. Their vibrant red color added a vintage vibe that I was aiming for in the photo. Additionally, I decided to finally put that horrible overpriced umbrella that I bought earlier in the photo walk to good use, hoping it might pay for itself through this video. If you would like to help, please consider sharing the video with your friends. Thanks a bunch. The photos turned out alright, likely worth keeping, but I doubt that they will find a spot in my portfolio unless I decide to create a series with reflection shots. This final shot illustrates why I'm a huge fan of Nick Cage in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Look it up. On the other side, I noticed someone with striking hair and a cool coat. I attempted to snap a picture, but I wasn't quick enough, even though my camera was ready to go. Here's what I ended up with, and I believe it had some potential that I couldn't quite capture. But this one was really cool. The backdrop was just right for a striking silhouette. All I had to do was adjust the camera settings for the bright screen, and the man walking in front of it turned into a perfect silhouette effortlessly. What caught my eye though was the subtle rim light around the mannequins' faces. It had an eerie yet impressive quality to it. This might just be portfolio material. I often use the word cinematic for my photos, but I believe that this next one truly embodies that description. As I stand here, a person walks by with an umbrella and I capture her against the wall on the other side. The ground is a vivid red and its reflection gives the impression of water streaming onto the pavement. The sky, though dark, has some gentle hints of blue. In the same atmosphere, I spot a girl waiting for a taxi. The taxi's light forms a glowing outline around her, setting her apart from the background. Nearby, there is a bike missing its rear wheel, a sight quite common in Cambridge. Surprisingly, it adds a unique touch to the shot. Every now and then I receive curious glances from people on the streets, and not all of them are very welcoming. This time was one of those less friendly encounters. I suppose my friend across the street wasn't too pleased with me photographing that spot. However, his disapproving look added an interesting twist to the shot. Care to guess what happened next? Returning to my Nick Cage fanboyism enthusiasm, or whatever you call it, here is another image that's a perfect fit for a noir style vibe. I would like to mention that the shot you just saw, the one you saw earlier with the cinematic feel and the one that you're about to see, in a bit they all had a bit more grayness than I was expecting. They have been through post-processing, this added a bit more grain to them, however the final result had more noise than I could handle. Let's put it this way, I feel a bit more like how my neighbors feel whenever I grab my guitar to play a couple of songs. Yeah, not very pleasant. Anyway, here's the shot. I decided to change things up a bit and give panning a shot. I played around with my camera settings, not expecting any mind-blowing results. I set the shutter speed 1/8 of a second, the aperture to f8 and ISO to 1600. Then I attempted to track a moving car and moved my camera along with it as it drove by in front of me. The next shot turned out pretty good. The car came out sharp, probably because it was relatively close to me. It seems that the farther a vehicle is from you, the more challenging it becomes to get a nice panning shot. I did the same thing with other cars and even tried it with a few bikes. So that wraps up my initial night adventure with the Fuji XT-5. A comprehensive review of the camera will be up in the channel shortly, so click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to stay in the loop. Now if you want to know why I switched from Sony to Fuji, click and watch this video next. That was all for today guys, thank you very much for watching, until next time I will see you on the streets, bye bye.